Today's horoscope from Astrocademy, Aries, April 3, 2022. This is an extremely climactic time for you, and you may feel as if your whole world is caving in. You may find yourself desperately trying to hold the keystone in place so that the whole structure doesn't fall on top of you. Somehow you feel solely responsible for holding together everything in your world. Remember that partnership means that there is someone else who needs to uphold their end of the bargain. Happy events involving your mother, or another female relative whom you're close to, might have you feeling very emotional. A marriage or birth might be involved. Your own projects, particularly those done in conjunction with other people, could be proceeding very well in spite of difficulties which you've had to overcome. The results attained could move you to tears, and you may feel the need to control yourself. Don't be afraid to show others how you feel. Your energy could be up and down. You might find that you need to take regular breaks so that you can rest a little. Maybe you have been working extra long hours. Or perhaps some stress in your personal life has worn you out. Don't push yourself too hard today. Instead, make time to relax. You might want to go to bed earlier in the evening so that you can get caught up on your sleep. The day ahead is likely to be one of the most fulfilling of the past 10, dear. For example, if you have recently initiated some new business, you may see some swift progress today. You'll receive encouragement or material support, and may even be able to take advantage of another person's know-how. Your intuition is the envy of many a businessman. Not everything in your private life is running as well as you would like. Friends and family have their own wishes and goals and are not bound to show consideration to you. Even though it's tough, accept that some situations will not run according to plan. Try to change your perspective and understand others' points of view. This is the best strategy at present. You aren't all that crazy about doing paperwork or staying organized beyond the bare minimum, but today brings more and more until you can't take it. Get help from a friend. If you are longing for love and the feeling of security this brings, don't always pursue it with such vigor, or be overly concerned if a love you want isn't always available. You can get what you want by taking your time, being a little more relaxed and calm. A brand new outlook brings with it the promise of success. Your general mood is most likely quite good, and you will find that you have an added boost of self-confidence that will help you along in just about any project you undertake. While the last couple days may have felt slow and a bit stagnant, today you are ready to take action. Someone has just hit the pilot light and now you are ready to take off again. Take time to consider your faith and belief systems today. Consider whether or not you're comfortable with your current lifestyle and religious choice. Don't hesitate to explore some of the other options there are, as a day rich in your own vibration is conducive to this kind of expansion. If you are not entirely certain whether your current system fits you, do some research and find out what other options there are. Just the exploration process may prove satisfying for you. You are aware of everything that goes on around you, and you could learn some very interesting and useful things today. Something may grab your interest today after an out-of-the-ordinary encounter or experience that will have you thinking about it for the next 2 or 3 weeks. Keep your eye out for what might be an important opportunity for you. While Mercury, the planet of communication, is only in a fun, playful, romantic, and creatively charged part of your chart for 15 days, his return earlier in the week was a case of perfect timing. This has put Mercury here during yesterday's new moon, and today, an alignment with the Sun is giving his mission to give your heart a voice and to put heart and mind on the same page an additional boost. With the busiest months of the year just around the corner, this is also a chance to draw a new line in the sand when it comes to a balance between work and play. The moon is not only still in your romantic sector after yesterday's new moon, but an alignment between the Sun and Mercury is a chance to capitalize on the momentum this has created. This was always going to be an opportunity for new beginnings, with the solar spotlight shining on Mercury's ability to give your heart a voice and to put heart and mind on the same page. Our eyes in the sky. The Aries moon forms an unbalanced aspect to action planet Mars this morning, so getting out of bed when your alarm goes off could be challenging. Thanks to a harsh aspect between Luna and Venus, you might feel weighed down or like you didn't get enough sleep last night. Try to get in some light exercise before heading to work, and avoid grabbing that extra cup of coffee. It could lead to a case of the jitters. A harsh connection between the Sun and Jupiter creates a cerebral vibe that could get the better of you, making it important that you ground yourself and focus on your breath throughout the day. Should you begin to feel overwhelmed, give yourself permission to step back and take a time out, if only for a few minutes. Luckily, the Sun receives some aid from transformative Pluto, which should help you release any unpleasant thoughts or situations that find their way to you. Watch out for breakdowns in communication when the moon shares an off-kilter connection with communicative Mercury this afternoon. Choose your words wisely while this energy is present, and avoid getting sucked into gossip that doesn't concern you. As the day comes to a close, be mindful that you're taking a proactive approach to settling in for the evening. The Aries lunar placement can sometimes lead to insomnia or restless sleep. Just after midnight, Venus in Capricorn squares Chiron in Aries, highlighting insecurities within relationships. Too much of a focus on the optical success or failure of a union can trump the valuable lessons we might learn from holding space for each other as individuals and cherishing what makes us unique and special. We may feel unseen, or at worst, ashamed, of who we are in our partnerships, potentially putting our ambitions on the back burner to prioritize mutual concerns. However, it is our individuality that drew our partners to us in the first place, and so in absence of this, all parties feel depleted, and resentments arise. Healing is possible now, but only by identifying that we feel abandoned in our relationships because we have really abandoned ourselves. Before noon, the Scorpio Sun squares Jupiter in Aquarius. We feel powerful and generous now, desirous of progress that will benefit not only ourselves, but our communities at large. However, hubris can be our downfall, creating the expectation that any plan we set in motion will be too big to fail. We might finance a cause, sign contracts, or agree to sponsor a big deal to get the ball rolling, only later to realize that we have attached our name to something that requires much more work to become legitimate. As a result, we are on the hook, required to give even more than we anticipated, making us wish that we had not invested at all. Something that seemed like a lucky break is now our albatross. If there must be an abundance of anything today, make it an abundance of caution.